Good evening, my brothers and sisters. I'm Lucian Brown. This is my first ever vlog, so forgive me if I mess up, but everything has to start somewhere. Um, so here we go. This is quite a serious message I like to bring, and and I'm quite passionate about what I'm gonna put to you right now. Um, and I thought about this quite a while and plucked the courage to actually do it, because I really do believe that if you're going to affect change in society in any circumstances, you've got to step out. You've got to step out with courage. You have to step out in faith, and you have to stand on the belief of your conviction that what it is you're bringing really means something. And so I've decided to title this talk as changing the narrative. And what do I mean by that? Changing the narrative. Well, for many years, I've been listening, or I've heard the term being used, I should say, because I don't buy that type of music, but in certain music, in certain areas in the country of where I live, in England, certain films I've seen very prevalent in certain films, and in certain cultures you hear the N word, and most of us will know what I mean by the N word. We know it was used, talking about 400 years ago when our ancestors were enslaved, and taken from the beautiful shores of Africa, the motherland, and were brought to different areas of the globe, and were in sustained some brutal situations, were dehumanized, were disrespected. I don't want to necessarily name all of what our ancestors went through, but we know it wasn't a good time, and many fought for our liberty, for our freedom, to the life that we have today. And some might even argue, how free are we within the Western world? But that's another debate, that's another chat. And so when I hear the term, the N word, being used so frequently, in situations like, "What's up, man?" and "Hey, get out of my face," and I'm thinking, why? This is such a negative thing. This is a word that doesn't do anything positive for our community. It doesn't do anything positive for us as a people. And can you imagine what the outsiders looking in, who understands the history of that word, who understands how the word was used to belittle us, to abuse us, and then here we are using it. How? I don't even know how this word has become, dare I say, trendy, or dare I say, fashionable. So I thought about this long and hard, and I thought, well, if you are going to make a difference, Lucian, what are you going to do? And I thought, okay, in my little corner of the UK, this is what I decided to do. So I introduce the term when I greet my African brothers and sisters, adults and children. And so when I'm talking to the adults, I greet them as the male Nubian king. "Hello, my Nubian king." "Greetings, my Nubian queen," for the female. And for the younger kids, younger generation, Nubian prince and Nubian princess. And for me, I'm quite passionate about this because it instills, or it generates emotion of pride and self-worth and self-esteem. When we were kings and when we were queens, we should be addressing us, how we want to be perceived by others. I don't want to be perceived by others as the N-word. And surely our ancestors didn't go through what they went through to hear all of this. And so what I'm hoping is that this notion of mine, Nubian king, Nubian queen, Nubian prince, Nubian princess will spread, will go viral, and people will take it up and start to address each other with pride. And I think about, when you think about the negative N-word, well, how did it become so popular? How has it become acceptable in certain parts of our society? Did someone decide to write a music track and put it in there? Or did someone draft a poem and decide, I'm going to use this term? I don't know, but I'm hoping my little bit will be a counter argument to the N-word. And I believe if someone stands on my shoulder and takes Nubian king, a Nubian queen, Nubian prince, a Nubian princess to another level, that is absolutely fantastic. And if someone stands on the person's shoulders that's standing on my shoulder and introduce a whole different concept, that's absolutely what I want. I want us to get to a point in time where the N-word is never used. And I do understand that in some circumstances, if you are narrating a story and you're pointing out historical facts, that you may have to use a term, but the context is different. But I'm talking about the context that I'm not happy about is when it's being used in our culture, in day-to-day language, just for the fun of it, or in an aggressive situation against each other. I think that has to stop. That has to change, and I really want it to change. My heart, my passion is for that to stop. So I really want, and I'm asking everybody to spread this. Start greeting each other. Hello, Nubian king. What's up, Nubian prince? And let those looking in hear this conversation, hear this language, and think, what is going on? But it's positive. We are recognizing who we are. You first must see yourself in a position, if you desire to reach that level. If you set your heights low, then you've got nowhere to fall. If you set your heights and your aspiration and desires way up in the skies, you've got a long way to go. You've got a long way, and if you slip down a ladder or two, you're still up there. So let's push ourselves up. Let's esteem one another. And let's together come against this word. You see, a nation, a people that stands together will be victorious. And on that note, I'd just like to reach out to some great organizations out there and some people, some vloggers who are doing some great work that has certainly helped me in terms of taking the scales of my eyes and allowing me not to believe the negative Western media that talks about Africa, that presents Africa in a particular way, while certain organizations are going to Africa and they're taking, but not giving anything back. My whole perspective has changed. And I know one day my family and I will be residing in the beautiful motherland. And I want to just say a big shout out to World Mayor. I'd like to shout out to Blacksit, Juliet and the team. I'd like to shout out also to State of the African Diaspora, also Made in Africa Project, RJ and the rest of the team, the Exodus Alliance, Vanessa Camby, Zandela Souls, Dr. Mumbai, the Black Acres of the Gambia, Melons, Bert Williams, and there are so many out there. I mean, I just could not call everyone's name, but just really want to say thank you to all of you who are pushing, and all the different things that we are doing will change and can and must and is change the narrative about Africa. God bless you all. One love. Thank you for listening. Spread the word. Nubian king, Nubian queen, Nubian prince, Nubian princess. Thank you.